until it was time to step down. And she didn't think that Trump was going to beat Hillary. No one did.
No one thought Trump was going to beat Hillary. But real quick here, let's get ourselves introduced. It's the Bullshit for Your Health podcast, episode 51. It is me and Tettey tonight holding it down. Devontae is at work taking care of the future generation, and T-Vontae is somewhere unknown. He did not hit the pod. Text back, T. But it's all right. We're going to keep going. We got a lot of real shit to talk about today. Right. A lot of sad shit. To put it in perspective, I had a beautiful couple days off, sleeping on couches, couch surfing, seeing some loved friends. And literally Friday, we get the news that Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away at the ripe old age of 87. Yeah. I mean, she lived a good long life, but unfortunately fell to pancreatic cancer. But Donica, before we get into that, because that's a really large discussion we need to talk about, Donica basically said it seems like you come and visit every Friday and somebody of notoriety passes away. Because last time, Chadwick Boseman passed away. May he rest in peace. Also from fucking cancer, from colon cancer. But shit, man. So that's where we're at. We're going to get right into it. We'll get into a little song here to liven the mood up, I think, halfway through. Probably going to be a short episode. I'm trying to go drink tonight, so we'll see what happens.
We got things to do.
I don't want to make a joke like that. That's crazy. I was about to say something about the pancreas and drinking. Okay. But for real, though, let's keep it a little melancholy and get into this extraordinary woman's career. Me and Tettey, we tried to do some research prior to this, but I mean, you know how it goes. We bullshit. But
she's had a long career. Like it's a history lesson.
As for someone who was sworn as a Supreme Court judge in 1993, that just goes without saying. Like she has over almost a 2-decade career in the highest court of the land. I mean, a court that during her tenure was able to legalize same-sex marriage, was able to legalize birth control. What else? I mean, you said something else about. She
wrote the legal case that's forced VMI to accept women into their school. Previously, before that, they were not, which is
weird. I mean, to go on a tangent, you know how women had just recently, like within the last decade, been allowed to like join the Marines and then try and become Navy SEALs and shit like that.
Yeah.
I just never understood. Like, if people want to go fight for their country and possibly die for their country and shit, I'm not willing to do that shit, just let them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, just let them, you know?
Yeah, I mean, VMI, that's not even like service. It's an institute.
Yeah. The military academy.
Yeah, like.
Hey, let's stop talking about it. I don't serve, and I don't want my kids to serve. So it's just she just seems to be always on the right side of history. I mean, obviously. Yeah. Well, I shouldn't say obviously, because we've been shown women who, despite their own interests, will vote against it and will advocate against their own personal interests. But she has been a woman who seems to be on the right side of history. And when she hasn't been on the right side of history, because there was some. It was like Instagram shit or like Twitter shit that had come out when Colin Kaepernick first started kneeling. She had basically been quoted as saying she didn't see the point of it. The exact quote was something like, he shouldn't do it or something like that, right? But she, being somebody of character and being somebody of integrity, reneged on that statement once she did some in-depth, I'm guessing, research into what Kaepernick's cause was and to how he actually talked to veterans and asked them what was the best way for me to protest while also not taking away or disrespecting what veterans have fought for in this country. And so she actually came back and like reshaped her opinion on it and made a public statement about it, which in my opinion is where we should be at the highest level of American discussion and conversation. It's understanding that people may misspeak or people may change their opinion, especially if they show actions that correspond with that change. And like, it's okay. Like, I'm not going to get mad at this woman who has already been shown to do a lot of good for America for one time when she maybe had a dissenting opinion from my own, especially
it's actually surprising that she even had that initial position. So,
which again, it was like on Instagram, so it could have been false too. Right. Like, I'm not saying this is a fact.
That's not who she is based on
her voting record.
I mean, she advocates for fighting for what you believe in. So
Let me just real quick do some quick Googles and see if there's anything major that she has done that we don't miss. Again, did no friggin' what do you call it? Research prior to getting on here and talking about this extraordinary woman. But I mean, we haven't for anybody. You know what I'm saying? I know the name. I know.
Honestly, had we done the podcast yesterday as planned, the news would have came in the middle of the broadcast.
Yeah. So you're telling our audience that we had a day to prepare and we just didn't?
Yeah.
So, we're even more full of shit than we originally presented ourselves to be.
For your health.
Yeah, man. I mean, shit. Some people don't even know who she is. At least we know who she is, and that is a pretty crazy occurrence for her to have passed away. I'm not finding. What I need is somebody to just have like a bullet point list, like boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? What is ballotpedia.org?
I mean, she's a brave woman. Like, she held on to her position for as long as she could in order to prevent Trump from picking.
So do we want to get into that already? You want to? Because I'm not fucking.
I mean, yeah, let's get into that. I mean, that's truly
racial gerrymandering.
That's truly her
religious freedom restoration.
I mean, there's 45 days to the election.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she held on for as long as she could with pancreatic cancer, having already beat colon cancer.
What Tettey is highlighting on is that for those of you who were unaware, during Obama's presidency, so that went between the years 2009 2016, he had the opportunity to not just nominate but possibly place two different judges on the Supreme Court. The first one was Sonia Sotomayor. She basically replaced Justice David H. after he passed away in 2009. She was confirmed by a vote of 68 to 31 in the Senate. And it went smooth. It went, I guess, the way it was supposed to. I don't remember hearing too much about. I
mean, you got to remember in 2009, the Senate was Democrat.
Was it Democrat? Yeah, it was. Yeah, because when he came into office, he had a lot of shit going.
That's why we passed Obamacare. The only reason why we passed Obamacare.
And then for more, if I'm not mistaken, as Obama came into office and the first round of congressional elections went through, the Republicans quickly and swiftly retook the House and retook the Senate and then started obstructionist politics. And basically, they were so obstructionist that it didn't matter what the fuck this man wanted to do. They were opposing it, whether it would help their constituents, whether it would hurt their constituents, whether it would help America as a whole, whether it would hurt America as a whole. Obama could have said, yo, I'm signing this bill to give you, everybody in Congress, an extra 10 grand a paycheck. And they would have been like, nah, fuck that. We don't want it. We don't want it. They could have had, Obama could have had to cure the cancer, right? And Mitch McConnell could have said, nah, fuck that shit.
Yeah. The commitment was to make sure that he was not a successful president by not passing any policies.
We don't want that black man to get anything fucking done. And simple as that.
Yeah.
But all of that culminated into the last year of Obama's presidency. The might as well say Republican, but the conservative-leaning judge, Anthony Scalia, passed away suddenly. And it was a opportunity for not just, I want to say, Obama to nominate, but, I mean, Democrats and progressive-leaning or liberal-leaning politicians to try and now not only nominate and place a person on the Supreme Court, but tilt the court into a liberal-leaning direction, because they were with Scalia passing away, it left this big hole that used to be very hard conservative-leaning on the court.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, as the story goes, because Republicans are so obstructionist, they didn't even deny Obama the nominating votes. They denied Obama the nomination. So basically, what happened was
they said we're not.
The president's supposed to nominate, and then the Senate votes on whether or not to confirm. They didn't even have a confirmation vote. So not even saying, we have that. Not even doing the respect to say we have the majority, so we're going to do the vote because fuck it, you're not going to win anyway. They just said we're not even going to fucking vote. We're not even going to do our job. Yeah. It's like if a new doctor came in and there's a chest pain workup, and he said Tettey doesn't like the new doctor. go do the chest pain workup. Tettey said, nah, fuck that. Fuck it. I'm not doing it.
You.
Yeah. Right. I know this is like in my job description, but fuck that. Yeah. I'm not even gonna appear like I'm not even gonna go put the stickers on the motherfucker. I'm just not gonna do it.
He's your patient. I don't like him either.
Yeah. You go get the fucking EKG. Oh wait, but you can't. But either way.
So that's why it's important for us to remember, like, it's not just the presidential election. Like,
wait, before we get there, all that to say, so again, we're at a point right now where Obama had the ability to nominate 2 Supreme Court justices. One went smoothly, the other one was obstructed, so there wasn't even a vote. They literally waited 8 months of saying we're not going to hold a vote because, according to Mitch McConnell, the American people should choose who's going to be on the Supreme Court. By that logic, he said, we got to wait 8 months for the election. If a Democrat wins, because this was Obama's second term, then we will most likely have a liberal-leaning judge. But if a Republican wins, we'll most likely have a conservative judge. But fuck that. At the time, we had a liberal president, and we should have had the opportunity to at least have a liberal chance or a vote on whatever fucking Judge Obama saw fit. Obama, being the clever motherfucker he is, he didn't even place a liberal judge as a possible nomination. He said, I know what they're doing. They're being obstructionists. They're doing something that's been unprecedented in any American. This is unprecedented. This was never done before in a presidency. Obama was the first
8 to 9 months out from the election.
Obama was the first president who had this little piece of fucking disrespect thrown at his face. And to highlight how disrespectful it was, Obama said, I'm not even going to put somebody who's liberal. I'm not going to put somebody who might really believe what I believe. I'm going to put somebody who I might come to terms with a majority of different policies, and Republicans might more so be akin to liking his policies, just to show you how full of shit this is. And so he nominated Merrick Garland, who is a centrist but also conservative leaning judge.
Yeah.
That, in all honesty, Republicans would have bit at the lip for in 2009 when Obama nominated Sonia Sotomayor, just to show you that, like, yo, they're full of shit. And so they held off the vote for 8 months, and Trump became president, nominated, was it Neil Gorsuch? Was that his name? Who was the Supreme?
Gorsuch, yeah.
Yeah, Neil Gorsuch, motherfucker who was accused of rape, got multiple questions asked during his, was it Neil Gorsuch?
Gorsuch? No.
No, hold on.
Hold
on. Let's not do this again.
How many did Trump get? Because Neil Gorsuch sounds right, but he had the other guy too, the one that actually had rape cases.
Oh yeah, Neil Gorsuch. Brett Kavanaugh was the second one.
Kavanaugh was the one with the rape.
Yeah, Kavanaugh was the one with the. Isn't that crazy though that we have to fucking mix what's the word? Mix these lines or fucking whatever. Either way, Trump was able to nominate Neil Gorsuch, and he became the next Supreme Court judge who was conservative leaning. And then he nominated Brett Kavanaugh and got Brett Kavanaugh confirmed motherfucker who was accused multiple times of rape. But, monkey see, monkey do, because our president in chief also was accused multiple times of rape and is still the president. Yeah. But say all of that backstory to say, with Ruth Bader Ginsburg passing away, you bet your ass Republicans are going to try their damnedest within 6 weeks of this election to try and make that seat, which was not just liberal leaning, but progressive leaning. I'm talking about a woman on the Supreme Court filled with white men and like one black dude at a time where after passing Roe v. Wade, every conservative court was trying to repeal it bit by bit. State governments repealing it bit by bit.
Yeah.
It's like there's a war on the right to be a woman and made autonomous and a woman's decisions about her body. Like, this woman standing tall, this woman standing firm, and is seated in a chair on this court that will make sure that every vote has that opinion in it when it's given, right? Because there's not just when you lose in a vote, you can give it a dissenting opinion, right? So she's always making sure that there was a progressive voice heard there. With her passing away, like, it now makes it so the court could possibly get not just flipped red because it's already been flipped red.
It's already.
But now it's overwhelmingly red. Yeah. Now, like when you have a lower court that now makes this new loophole rule to try and get rid of abortions, like a new heartbeat bill or whatever like that. The Supreme Court could say, no, it's constitutional. And boom, there you go. Abortion's illegal. Like marijuana just became legal or decriminalized in Virginia. But nigga, that could go away like tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Same sex marriage.
Yeah.
Like, do you really not?
There are landmark cases
That could be overturned. Because at every opportunity, they're trying to overturn it. I mean, what is it? Look, just a few years ago, there was this whole uproar because a cake baking company didn't want to put a gay couple on the cake or some shit like that. Like, yeah. I'm telling you, man, like that, like the one thing that has been true about Democrats for the longest time is that they're paid to be fucking weak. All right, Republicans are paid to be strong. Democrats are paid to be weak. But one of the truest liberal-leaning Democrats who was never fucking weak was Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and we lost that woman, and they're going to try and erase everything she stood true for. I mean, she literally knew all of this, knew what they did to Obama. She knew what fucking Republicans would try to do once she passed away, and she held on. She held on to her seat. She made it. She literally held it down to the wire that for the Republicans and Donald Trump's just fucking party to come out and say, yo, we need to have this vote, it looks super fucking crazy. Like, it looks super fucking crazy.
No, what you're saying is true. Democrats have proven to be weak over the years, but to be fair, if Obama had a majority Democratic Senate, hijacking his pick would not have happened, right? Like, if the Republicans said, we're not showing up to the vote, and we had a majority Democratic Senate, it doesn't matter. Don't show up.
But listen, so I agree with you only if they stand tall these next 6 weeks. Listen.
They can stand tall. What are they going to do?
Not vote.
Yeah, but they have a majority Republican Senate. So it doesn't matter.
But don't you have to have the senator, like, to call roll call for this vote? Don't you have to have, like, yes, they might have a majority, but is it just a majority you have to have in the voting arena for it to happen, or do you have to have them all there?
There's a certain amount that
because aren't there like,
and they've had that for the longest time. I don't know if they have that now because they have the majority, but there's a certain amount where.
Well, I don't know fucking Senate rules. I haven't been in that building, but if there is a way for them to stall the vote for 6 weeks. I'll be keeping my ear to the ground to all my political radios, and I'll see, and they better fucking do it, because if they don't, it shows you right then and there. But if Trump manages to place a third fucking person on this court,
yeah,
bro, this is why, as Tettey was saying earlier before I really cut him off, elections fucking matter. Yeah. Every election fucking matters.
To vote for
up and down the ballot.
Senators and our congressmen.
You need to vote for the fucking president. Okay?
Yeah, everyone comes up.
You can't. No, they don't. You can't just. The reason why Hillary didn't fucking win is because niggas
didn't come out.
Yeah.
The niggas didn't come out.
They didn't come out. Millennials, Gen X, they didn't fucking vote. And it's like, bro.
But the reason why Obama didn't have a majority Senate is because niggas didn't come out. Like, oh, we got a black president there, we're good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay my ass home today. It's election day? Really?
Nigga said, I voted once and I don't have reparations. Weed's not free. Shit. And I don't have my 40 acres and a mule. Like, I'm not fucking doing none of this again.
Keep in mind, it was literally 2 years later.
Right.
So, like...
I don't have free healthcare. I don't have universal basic income.
Yeah, like, people, we need to vote every year.
The strip club's still upcharging me to get in. Like, I hate niggas, bro. I hate niggas. Can't give niggas nothing. But, man, do we have anything else on that? I mean... Touching on the fact that she not only was fighting pancreatic cancer, but she beat colon cancer earlier in her career, multiple surgeries, heart surgeries.
And she was holding on to her position while fighting cancer. I mean, that's a big deal, man.
Some of y'all can't even show up to work because you got a fucking sniffles. Like,
yeah,
come on, bro. You work as a fucking
ER for work notes. We see y'all motherfuckers.
Bitch, you work at McDonald's. They don't care.
Yeah,
they don't care.
We see y'all.
Bruh, I got a fever. So do I. Shit, it's COVID. They still won't let me go home. Fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck.
No, but yeah, so
like shit.
Yeah, man, that's all I got. Born in 1993, passed away 2020. Good long year, 87 years of life. Shit, she looked good when she passed too. Like it's amazing to have that type of cancer and like for people to be surprised when you pass. You know, like she looked good.
But I think the surprise was because she was just fucking fighting. So like it was like, all right, she's gonna make it.
She was a looker back in the day.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That's what I hope. Like when I pass away, you know, like I'm like old and grudgy. They look at the old pictures and they're like, "Oh shit, yeah. Your grandfather, he had it back in the day." Mm-hmm. Different Jones and different area codes. Oh, she was Jewish too. Just breaking fucking barriers, man. I wonder if she was Jewish by faith or Jewish by like just birth.
Interesting.
Why?
It's dead air. I had to say something.
Oh man, no, but I mean that's about it, man. I really don't have too much on it. It's just like the John Lewis. It's everybody who's passed away this year, man. It sucks. It seems like we're losing a bunch of people from our side. And when I say our side, I do mean the people on the right side of history. It seems like the motherfuckers who are fucking it up for everybody, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Making our summer end because they don't want to do the right thing about coronavirus, not giving us enough money so that people can make it through coronavirus, trying to stir up tensions with North Korea and all this other type of shit. I ain't trying to go to war, like letting the fucking world burn because they said it's going to get cooler later.
During the pot and racial divisions.
Right. Talking about let's just throw in the fucking National Guard. That'll handle shit. Bruh, it's like one tweet encapsulates it the best. It was like, in this moment, we got to make sure that we don't let this woman's legacy be tainted or be forgotten because it's such a troubling time. But also, fuck, because it does seem like the world's ending right now. In some cases, you know. Now, some of us, Jamie's giving me a crazy face, like her world ain't ending. Look, I know we nurses and we got good money, but for a lot of people out here, they're broke, they're hungry, they're scared, and those fears are just getting even greater, you know. But that's about it. Rest in peace, rest in power to a woman who did more than most could say they've ever done. You know, did more in a few years than most could say they've done all their life. You know? So, what else can we say? Real quick, I wanted to get into a music break, and then we'll do, I think, a Kanye topic.
Oh, we're doing Kanye.
Do you not want to do Kanye?
No, we have to do Kanye. He's been going.
I mean, we don't have to do Kanye. Well, I mean, like, what the fuck else did I fucking? What the fuck else did I have to talk about?
Who else do we spotlight when he's having?
Well, that's not going to be our health topic. We know what the health topic is going to be.
Right.
Oh yeah, we can do a couple things. So before we do this, let me hit on this one shit real quick. Last episode, for our health topic, we were talking about an interview that Donald Trump did, which he basically came out and said that, well, it's an old interview from January or from February 7th, where he said he knows that coronavirus is dangerous, that coronavirus is worse than the flu, and it's pretty fucking scary. The individual who did the interview
was not Tom Bedford.
Okay. And for those, I mean, I put it in parentheses for the last interview, but his name was Bob Woodward. Okay. Where did I get the name Tom Bedford? I don't know. Why didn't my co-host Devontae, who was Googling the name Tom Bedford, was clearly confused because he couldn't find anybody of notoriety with the name, didn't let me know that I was slandering some random person out there? I don't know. But I am here today to correct the record, to be a journalist with integrity, if that's what you want to fucking call me. Yes, I'm a journalist. I'm bringing the news to the people. For real though, some days we be really up on our facts, and some days we just be really all over the place. Last week was one of those days. I had a few too many. I'm not going to say that's an excuse. I'm just gonna say that's why I wasn't as pressed to make sure I had the right name. I thought I did. I swear I had the right name. I was like, yo, I'm killing this shit.
That's why I don't drink when I'm podcasting.
Okay, I'm the only one with a cup right now. But no, so Bob Woodward was the famous journalist, because that's the thing too, like why that situation was so crazy, and I feel like this gentleman is the largest clout chaser of 2020 is because you are a famous journalist who brought shit about the Nixon scandals to light. Now you have a scandal that's ongoing at this moment that's killing over 180,000 Americans, and you held on to it just to sell more books. Like, come on, nigga. Oh, you don't know what we're talking about? Well, listen to the last episode. It's crazy. I'm telling you. Yeah, Jamie's out here giving a look of disgust and derision, as she should. All right, but
he is an asshole.
That is
Woodward.
Yeah, fuck that dude. Okay, so we're gonna get into a little music break real quick. I have one song I want to do. I don't think I played it yet. Trippie Red. It's called "I Got You," featuring Busta Rhymes. That's a pretty.
I would have voted for Tom Ford by Jay-Z, but whatever.
You want to take it back? Is that? No, it's okay. We can play that at the end. Like what? I got it into you.
What do you mean? Was got into? I'm just
Something's ready to drink and go up. Tom Ford, you're gonna be dancing too, I bet. But no, here we go. Mine's gonna be a little bit more laid back. "I Got You" by Trippie Red. He's got a cool sample. Let me know if you can hear what it is.
No cap. I'm the one out the two. Yeah. Feeding for your love every damn day. Put my love above, drive me insane. A little Hennessy, a lot of do say. Baby, make a movie with me, Blu-ray. Could've saved me from myself, but it's too late. Sorry for inconveniences and mood swag. Slides fucking Da Vinci, sipping Kool-Aid. Yeah. Baby, if you give it to me, I'll give it to you. You know that I got you, hey. Shorty, if you give it to me, I'll give it to you. You know that I got you, hey. Shorty, if you give it to me, I'll give it to you. You know that I got you, hey. Shorty, if you give it to me, I'll give it to you. You know that I got you, hey.
Yeah, baby girl, you know you hit the target. Beautiful and sweeter than a box of Boston markers. Put a stone on you like the diamond was once lost in the Arctic. Cute are you with the Bugatti and the way that you parked it. Respect my reflection or you better get. My queen move a proper royal empress etiquette. Blossom together even when I became a predicate. Shit. Funny how we started off as friends with benefits. Everything right, she a perfectionist. Oh yeah. And when she tight about some shit, you gotta let her bitch. Ride or die loyal, mama, you never switch. And build an empire together, now we forever rich. I got you.
Feeding for your love every damn day. Put my love above, drive me insane. A little Hennessy, a lot of do say. Baby, make a movie with me, Blu-ray. Could've saved me from myself, but it's too late. Sorry for inconveniences and mood swag. Slides fucking Da Vinci, sipping Kool-Aid. Yeah. Baby, if you give it to me, I'll give it to you. You know that I got you, hey. Shorty, if you give it to me, I'll give it to you. You know that I got you, hey. Shorty, if you give it to me, I'll give it to you. You know that I got you, hey. Shorty, if you give it to me, I'll give it to you. You know that I got you, hey.
That's why you come to the Bullshit for Your Health podcast, because we're going to give you the good
she looked familiar, like I've seen her before, but
yeah, you know, just whenever the highest court in the land is making decisions, and she's the one woman on the court at the time, because before 2009. But either
I do remember Sotomayor though.
Well, yeah, she's your people.
No, I knew that was coming.
Yeah. Oh, the racism. Oh, the prejudice. No, but so that again was Trippie Red, "I Got You," which is a sample from Busta Rhymes' song Give It to Me, Give It to You, featuring Mariah Carey. Busta Rhymes is featured on the song again.
Yeah.
Trippie Red, one of these young artists who Katora might not like, but I believe is
you don't like Trippie Red?
No, she don't like a lot of the young rappers that I be playing. She got a very specific.
She like Pop Smoke?
I don't know, actually.
It was interesting because I heard someone say they love Pop Smoke because they sound like a man. He sounds like a man. He sounds like a man.
Hard.
Yeah. Whereas these other rappers,
whoa, that was Jamie.
and these other rappers just sound like little boys. So I was wondering
his voice
if
is so deep. It's the
50 Cent.
He's a 50 Cent.
Yeah, okay.
He reminds me of 50 Cent.
Yeah.
It's like, my voice could be that deep.
But I'll tell you this, I never heard of him before he died.
Baby, if I wanted to be that deep.
I had no idea who he was.
That's a lot of people, yeah.
But it's like, I'm trying to have y'all hear me. You know what I'm saying? Not just old people who have hearing problems.
So is he more like a DMX?
Nah.
Who?
No?
50 Cent? No. Pop Smoke?
He's a 50 Cent.
No, Pop Smoke like 50 Cent.
He's a 50 Cent.
He's like 50, from New York, literally built just like 50 Cent, dark skin,
Looks
good
like
teeth, rap about that life. 50 Cent, not clone, but
so DMX did none of that.
No.
It doesn't encompass any of that description.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Raps about that life.
Pop Smoke ain't do crack. You want me to say it?
Yeah, but he's a
Pop Smoke
dog.
ain't do crack.
DMX a dog.
That's the only.
What'd you say?
He's a dog.
I mean,
That's all I said.
Like everything you said was DMX, but yeah, DMX.
You know what I mean?
DMX is barking all the time, or was.
I mean, you're right, but
I mean,
just there's. I feel like Pop Smoke just sounded more like 50.
Yeah.
The voice.
when I heard him initially, I thought of DMX.
Because it's like a deep smooth, whereas DMX was like deep and rough.
And in fact, I think
I'm just saying. Hey, man! I'm keeping it safe.
There you go. I just feel like DMX, even for me, had a better flow. Yeah.
Let's not get into this.
No, what?
Then 50?
No, then Top Smoke. They actually, yes, I will say it. He had a better flow than 50.
All right, relax. We're not even supposed to be getting into this right now.
We're getting on topic.
Let's stay on topic.
We gonna review.
Y'all can review after the pod because I don't give a fuck. Oh, no, I'm joking.
Yeah, because who gives a fuck about 90s, early 2000s hip hop?
Not me. I was born in 94.
Baby.
Yeah, bro.
Baby.
But I mean, you should still kind of care.
I do care, but my opinion is obviously going to be
the one
skewed because 50
is after DMX,
and I can remember it more. Like I remember I remember the album.
Guys,
it's.
DMX used to flow like shit. All right, let's just be clear.
Okay, no one's disagreeing, but like by the time I was cognizant of rap, DMX was on crack. Okay, like he was like DMX was not somebody you looked up to.
You're not holding his after career habits.
It was no longer the rise of DMX. It was the sad tale of DMX when I was starting to pay attention to hip hop like that. You know,
all right, we digress.
I'm just saying. I tried to let it go. You know what I'm saying?
No. You're right. You're right.
Your idol failed you.
No. I did not say that. I did not say he was my idol.
My idol got shot 9 times and figured out how to take it from the streets to becoming one of the. He's not my idol, but I'm just saying if this is the conversation we're talking about here, we're framing it. Yeah.
He's your champion.
Yeah, my champion went from getting shot 9 times and selling crack cocaine to fucking selling smart water.
Yeah, he's a producer.
Your motherfucker went from performing on the fucking
I'm just saying,
Coachella stage.
We were talking about rap, and DMX was a better rapper. I will say that.
Wasn't he talking about crack in the rap?
So, what are they talking about now?
I don't know.
Percocets, lean. What you talking about?
Now you're switching the goalposts. Okay.
No, but you brought up the subject matter. That's all.
Yeah. I'm just saying. None of my niggas that I listen to, like, they might be talking about that shit, but they're not
actually doing it, which means they're fake.
Yeah. I mean, they're at least not. No, because honestly, I have fucked with a lot of artists who passed away from that shit, so I can't say that the artists that I fuck with don't do that shit. Mm-hmm. You just don't know until you know, which is unfortunate.
Right.
But digress from all of that. Okay, let's get back into some real shit, some more updates on life. I saw some shit going on social media that I just wanted to clear up, or at least give my own opinion on. So, for those of us who are proponents of the Black Lives Matter cause, for those of us who are black, for those of us who are people of color, Breonna Taylor's story is one that has been close to our hearts, and we've all been following closely in the news. And we got an update this past week. Basically, it came out that her family won $12 million in a civil suit. And kind of strangely, I don't know if it's strange or not strange, because I think whenever something happens on social media, it's pretty big. You get a bunch of people who don't know what the fuck they're talking about, and they start to hate on the very people who deserve to have the most love sent or shown to them. Yeah. And that seems to have happened in this case. Like, a lot of people were kind of saying, why? Well, they don't need 12 million. They need those cops arrested, or, you know, I'm not going to say anybody was saying they were clout chasing or just whatever. It just seemed like instead of us all collectively taking a sigh of relief and kind of looking at this as a win, there was a lot of people who were saying, well, no, this needs to happen instead of this. First off, this is a civil case, separate from the criminal case against the 3 police officers that were charged with her murder. So we are hoping and we are asserting that there is still justice being done on that back end, right? But the damages that this family has sought, not just for like a funeral costs, mental health care, for PTSD, for not just the boyfriend, but the family of the victim. It's like there's no amount of money that will, and there's no amount of money ever that's going to take away from the loss of a loved one. But my nigga, $12 million to start. Okay, like. I'm not gonna hate at the government who just sanctioned a murder, paying what they're fucking due. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what's supposed to happen. Send these motherfuckers to jail, and then make sure that this family gets money so that they can now start trying to build a life that was robbed from them when you took life from them. Like, and it's simply as that. And like anybody who has anything to say about that, who has a bad taste in their mouth about the money, the dollar amount, who has a bad taste in their mouth about saying that maybe they shouldn't even be looking for money, maybe they should just be looking for justice, like shut the fuck up, bro. Like just shut your ass, go back and live your sad ass life, because that's just not, it's not cool, bro. It's not good energy. I would hate to see how this karma is gonna play back out in your way, but like, I'm happy for that family, bro. I'm happy that they're seeing some type of positive news. We're still out here hoping that these motherfuckers come to justice. And that's all I got on that. I just wanted a quick little update on that. Anything?
No. You touched on everything. I think I think you're absolutely right. There shouldn't be a rush to say, well, this is not enough, because we're still in the process, the legal process. The sheriffs have said that they're still investigating the officers who shot Breonna Taylor. So that has not gone away. It's still a fight, and hopefully we'll be hearing something soon. But the family getting $12 million doesn't shut the family up, or it doesn't stop the investigation.
It makes their microphone louder, to be honest. You have no idea what that family's doing. You don't know what that $12 million
it could create a new platform. You're right. It creates a new platform.
Y'all all mad at motherfucking Sean T. Is that his name? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Get $12 million to a black family. Maybe they could be the next fucking Sean T. Sean King. Look at me. Isn't Sean T the nigga from Insanity?
I don't know who Sean T is.
You just made that up.
I gotta stop slandering people, bro. That shit is disastrous, maybe, to somebody's career out there. I don't fucking know. Shanti! What happened? He didn't do nothing to nobody. The bullshit for your health podcast sent me. I swear I didn't mean to. But fuck, man. So that's about that. I ain't got too much on that. We all know what it is. Anything else going on with the Black Lives Matter movement lately? I mean, it's been kind of quiet this week, I think, right? Nothing else crazy's happened. Nobody else got shot or killed. I mean, Trump didn't say nothing stupid.
Not.
I would say this: keep your eyes open this week.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck does that mean? Yeah.
Nothing like it.
Wait, you got don't incriminate. Don't incriminate yourself.
Locally, keep your eyes open.
Locally, as in Richmond?
No, not Richmond, but locally. Just keep an eye out
for like Black Lives Matter stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Is there a raid happening?
That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right. Shit. Well, you heard it here first.
Whatever it is. You heard it, though. Whatever happens this week, we talked about it. We broke it.
Richmond Police Department burned down the scene. That we did not sanction that. That is not us. Holy shit.
Nothing like that. No, it's nothing like that. Something positive.
Something positive.
That's something
Okay.
positive.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We need some positive.
Locally. I'm not talking about Richmond either.
Like Henrico County,
Nah.
Virginia.
Yeah, Virginia, but not Richmond.
Oh shit.
Let's talk about maybe the Northern Neck.
Northern Neck.
You keep going further and further away from where we are. Like it's like
I'm just saying.
is it locally or is it down the way?
Keep what?
Keep
Keep
going.
that. All right.
I'm gonna be honest. You probably just have to remind me because
Well, then,
I probably won't have to remind you.
Northern Neck.
what the fuck is that?
My phone.
Oh, you can't be having your shit blowing up on the pod and shit. You know what I'm saying? Nah. Okay. Wait. Real quick. Do we want to talk about the forest fires going on and Trump's idiotic comments about climate change? Do we need to touch on that?
Sure.
Everybody's opinion on the podcast is that global warming is a real thing, right?
Hell yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah,
Making sure.
Let's be sure.
Because we've had conversations on here, eating ass and other sorts of shit,
God.
where the consensus for the pod is not the same.
I want to be here for that.
I mean, there we go. That's someone else who's on my side. Unless you...
No, she said she didn't want to be here for the conversation. She didn't inject an opinion.
Today. Hey. But no.
There's a difference.
So really quickly, California and Northern California has been experiencing record-breaking fires and temperatures over the past 2 weeks, right?
Yes.
Let me see if I can get y'all some information on that real quick. Forest fires.
I have a friend who lives out there. Remember Casey? The traveler? Oh, should I be saying? Yeah, she got it.
Which one is that?
Casey, traveler.
Oh, yeah.
She said that she actually was this close to evacuating.
Okay.
The wind shifted, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
She sent me a picture, actually. It was pretty serious. Like, she was, in the background. She could see the mountains burning up. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I was this is the West Coast. That's how we do.
Similarly, my mom and my brother and a lot of my family actually are out in San Fran, Richmond area. I was calling them.
Mm-hmm.
My brother was saying the sky was orange for one day and they had a advisory to stay inside.
Yeah.
But the next day it was all cleared up. But yeah, man, this is the first. So again, I'm a proponent of science, and all that means is I try my best to understand certain critical thought around certain theories out there, like the theory of climate change and global warming, and how it makes a little bit more sense that it's man-made and that it is progressing at a rate each year faster because we are not doing the things we need to curtail different factors that lead to the warming of the atmosphere, from a human standpoint.
Yeah.
But this is the first time ever that I've had family super close, like my mom and my younger brother, who can I guess be on ground zero and report on some shit that's actually affecting us to this at this very moment. And it's just super crazy to think that while all that's happening, anecdotally for me, still we live in this country where we have not only a large amount of one political party, but a president who's still denying science. It shouldn't be surprising, I guess, with how coronavirus has worked out, but it's just always jarring to hear this man sit up there and say, well, the forest fires aren't a problem because it's about to get cooler anyway.
Yeah.
And just think that this man's supposed to be the
leader of the free world, quote unquote.
Not just leader, but the most upstanding citizen of the free world. And this is it, man. You're not even believing basic science. How are we now, 2 decades into this argument? This became a real front leading argument during the Bush v. Gore election, right? Mm-hmm. And yet, still to this day, we're at a point where Bro, we don't believe that shit's real. And that shit's just really just blows me. Because it's kind of like, what like we have all these movies of dystopian futures, Mad Max, Fury Road. We have real live like documentaries of possible outcomes of global warming, like what was that one Gore movie he put out? The movie put out.
Oh man, that's so old.
But I mean, like it.
What was that? It was about the melting ice caps.
Yeah, but like the shit came true and shit like that.
Yeah, no. It did.
For a country that is in love with doomsday movies such as 2012 and The Day After Tomorrow, you'd think we would like be more worried about this shit. And it just seems like niggas just like to take that proverbial leap of fear to get box office ratings or enjoy a nice movie night out. But when it comes to like real life shit, it's like
they don't care.
Fuck it. It's like what can we do?
I mean, and these fires are happening alongside the fact that we've had so many hurricanes this season that we've run out of names, and we're going to have to go to the Greek alphabet, which is something that hasn't happened, I guess, in years and decades.
And that's just wild.
Yeah. So what it is man, is money. Like, it costs too much to care.
But I promise
it doesn't make enough money to care. That's what it is.
And like, what also bums me out about that, because you said it right, it's money, but it's like, even when you're critically thinking from like a money piece, it's moving to, because now we have the technology, right? We have the technology to mitigate global warming. We have solar power, we have wind power, we have geothermal power, we have nuclear power. We have the alternatives. We just have to mass produce it on a wide scale, right?
Yeah.
A large portion of the problem was we can make the energy, but how do we transport it? But they've been figuring that shit out. It's just literally people who are in dying industries lobbying for those industries that we're not there yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have fossil fuel companies who get billions and billions worth of dollars of tax breaks and of stimulus money every fucking year.
Yeah. But
they're in a dying industry. And if anything, they'd make more money if they just took over the solar power industry, which I'm sure they have a foot in. You know, it's just like, it's like how the tobacco companies took over the marijuana industry.
Yeah.
Right before it became legal. Now it's becoming legal. They're switching it over. You know, like, I'd be okay with that at this point. I just want a planet that like my great grandchildren can live on and not have to fucking wear masks outside, like helmets, and fucking look like this is the, again, Mad Max Fury Road or some shit, bro. Like, it's just super weird out here. Especially being in a career where we have to think critically. Yeah. That like other individuals aren't held to that same standard. Like, nah, nigga, like, these are the facts. You can't.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. But yeah, so that's the podcast opinion. Global warming is real. These fires are being exacerbated. These fires and these fucking superstorms are being exacerbated by the things we're doing. And there are things currently we can do to this day to help prevent it. I know a lot of people are like, oh, but how is my recycling water bottle here and water bottle there going to affect anything? We're not really just talking about that, honey. We're talking about like emissions from corporate businesses that leak different types of sewage and different types of fossil fuel emissions into the air. Like, dog, like, our recycling is not going to do shit. There's a much macro level problem out there, you know?
Yeah. If
we had the technology for cars to be non-fuel based.
I mean, we could if the government would, subsidize these projects.
But that's the thing. It's like, it's all like the fact that it's all a choice is what astounds me. It's like, It's no longer can we. It's, well, I don't really feel like it, and it's like, dude, that's not the case here.
Yeah.
Because at one point it's going to be shit. Why didn't we? You know. Man, that's a good. That might be a good title. Either way, off of that, 50 minutes in, again, it's going to be a quick episode, probably an hour long. So I say we go ahead and get to our health topic of the week.
All right.
Or do we want to get to Kanye? We can save Kanye, because Kanye is more of like a lighthearted shit slash.
He'll be around next week.
All right. So, oh fuck, what I do? We good? We here? I don't know. Are we on? Hopefully we're on. We'll figure that shit out if we're not. Okay. So this week for the health topic of the week, we have some more depressing news, some more shit done by the Trump administration, and it has to do with ICE detention camps.
Oh, yeah.
So let's get to the story here. What you want to do? We want to do the New Yorker, the Guardian. We want to go to the New York Post because this is actually something that has been a story picked up over the last week by a lot of reputed news stations. Let's see. And like when I first heard this story too, it's so monstrous that I felt like this can't be real. You know, this is like something you see on Facebook that has to be hyperbole, you know, and it has to be
right. And then when you dive deeper, it turns out it's actually true.
Yeah. So this is from NPR. And basically how the story goes is about a week ago. I don't know if it's happened longer than a week ago, but it's just
maybe 2 or 3
news.
weeks now.
Okay, so Pelosi's talking about it, but basically how it goes is a whistleblower has alleged a medical neglect going on at ICE detention centers, and this medical neglect is basically the practice of questionable hysterectomies on detained women, and basically they're saying that this shit like mimics like old fucked up medical experiments that were done by the U.S. government in the past, such as the Tuskegee syphilis experiment and the Henrietta Lacks experiments, which, while the Henrietta Lacks did give a lot of beneficial information to the U.S. healthcare system, it was unethical because the family of Henrietta Lacks did not give permission for her cells to be used. And the Tuskegee syphilis experiment, while it might have given us some new information on syphilis, it was, again, unethical in the way that the disease was transmitted to black males. Black males were not told or not given the effective treatment for this disease, put back into the community, and then were, encouraged to let this disease spread to the community. Right now, what you have is a similar human rights atrocity happening where, according to this whistleblower, which I want to know her name. Dawn Wooten. Okay, that's her name. Because there's an argument on the Republican side saying that we shouldn't qualify these accusations because it's an anonymous whistleblower, but she's not anonymous.
No, she's been on TV interview. The
person's name is Dawn. The woman's name is Dawn Wooten. She's a black woman.
Yeah.
Go figure. And she basically has come out and said that there's one OBGYN surgeon at this certain ICE detention center who is encouraging, if not misleading, migrant women into having total or partial hysterectomies, which, if you don't know what that is, it is either the partial removal or complete removal of a woman's uterus, fallopian tubes, and ovaries, which is all the reproductive structures needed to have a baby. And basically, when I say misleading, they have done interviews on these women who, a lot of them do not speak English as their first language. Some of them don't even speak English as a second language, who do not understand not only the procedure that was done to them, but why said procedure was done to them. It's not euthanasia. It's
ethnic cleansing.
Ethnic cleansing, happening in 2020 in our country, which you bet your ass that, while, again, I'm saying this story is so crazy that when I first saw it on Facebook, I said, yo, it has to be false. Like, there's no way this is happening in our country right now. But with everything that's been going on in these 4 years of Donald Trump, with everything that's been going on, specifically with ICE detention centers, of what we've been hearing about, the molestations that's been happening of children, the separation of families, the non-testing for coronavirus, and people getting sick, and people not even having, but people like this, these literally looking like concentration camps types of situations where you have hundreds of people mashed inside a 800 square foot space. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, these are not, these allegations, when you qualify all that information with these allegations, it seems like, yo, this actually makes, there's more to say that this is happening than there's saying that it's not, you know? And it's unfortunate because right now we are at a point where normally, like, if this was Obama's presidency, we would have some feel good to say, well, they're going to investigate this as a justice system and we might get some justice. There is none of that right now. There is like, yo, protect this whistleblower. Outside organizations need to go in and investigate. And y'all need to fucking vote so that we can fucking get to a point where we just don't have to worry about this. Like, the fact that we're worrying about human rights tragedies in 2020, bro, like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? Real quick. Oh, your hair look good, friend. Let me call you back. I'm on the pod. We're talking about some real shit real quick. Give me like 10 minutes. We'll be done. All right. Hair look good.
Thanks.
All right. But yeah, man. So it's just again, it's been a crazy ass week, man. Yeah. Well, what you got on this, Tettey? Let me look up some more.
No, I mean, first of all, Dawn Wooten's a very brave woman to come out and speak out about this atrocity. I think this speaks to the administration and, the people that are left on board with what he's got going on. Like, you have to understand, like, people who decide to work in Trump's administration, right?
Mm-hmm.
We see a lot of people that end up quitting, right? We see a lot of those people. Because
Michael Cohen.
He hasn't been able to keep a cabinet. He hasn't been able to keep, proper staff. His administration has never been fully staffed because his policies are so fucking controversial. It doesn't make any sense, right? So now we've created a space for people who are actually on board or more radical to actually come on and do things that may not be as ethical, but now are acceptable. So this is what we're finding. This is just the first of many things to come. Like, if he gets elected for another 4 years, we're going to see a lot more of this.
There no hold bars, no bars held, no.
Right.
There's no second guessing it. They're like, yo, this is it. We can do whatever the fuck we want to do.
Yeah, because our president is going to back us up. We're not doing anything about it. Either way, we can get away with this shit. And I'm
talking Epstein shit
serious.
In the White House.
That's serious.
Yeah.
So,
vote, guys. You gotta fucking vote. I mean, she fucking said that the dude doing these fucking hysterectomies had a nickname to be known as the uterus collector.
The fuck?
Everyone he sees, this is quotes, everyone he sees, he's taking all their uteruses out or he's taking their tubes out.
Yeah, they're not using translator phones. They're not using any sort of consent.
Which I was gonna get on here. I was gonna get on here and talk about, like, the fact that, like, you're doing, like, and you know what it is too. The reason why they're probably so gung ho about the cavalierness of these procedures is because the fact that these women aren't citizens, that they feel like they can get around the protections for, like, patient advocacy groups.
Oh yeah,
because both of y'all can attest that, like, in our career, having your patient understand what's going on is so, like, because the risk of being sued is so feared by the brass that it's like,
yeah,
you could have somebody who's a family member, right? Like, yo, so you have two people in a room. They're one's Spanish speaking alone, and then they have a daughter or son who's Spanish speaking, but also English as a second language, and they've been speaking this since they've been in the country, right? I still have to go get a translator phone to make sure that the mother knows what's going on, regardless of the child in the room.
Right.
Like, that's how much care we have to take on just for a simple ass procedure, as if she was going to go and get a fucking, well, let's not say simple. It's just difficult, but a stress test, you know what I'm saying? Or like a fucking cardiac cath or something, you know? She's not having anything taken out. We're just putting some fluid through one of her crazy veins. All right?
Yeah.
Pretty serious procedure, but less serious than most, right? It's more of a diagnostic procedure than it is an actual, like, we're taking something out, putting something in. But at the same time, bro, like, they are doing a procedure that is taking out. There's no going back from. You know, you can't take a uterus out and put it back in. It's not like that's it. You're done. It's not like a vasectomy where you can reverse that. You know, and also the amount of bleeding and post hemorrhaging that can happen from a OBGYN surgery is so fucking I want to say common. It's pretty common to have, like, a complication of bleeding after having any type of vaginal type of surgery. That it's like, bro, like, we have no idea how many women are dying just from the surgeries. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like this is a crazy situation.
I just want to be clear. Like, Obama served for 8 years. Shit like this did not happen under the Obama administration, right? And people may disagree, and it's a false disagreement, but children weren't put in cages under the Obama administration as well. Like, these things are happening because there's a president who checks off that it's okay.
And the hypocrisy of some of you white people, because we never once had a credible statement of ethnic cleansing under Obama. Y'all wanted to say Obama was going to get rid of y'all suburbs. Y'all wanted to say Obama was going to come here and destroy the sanctity of the little white country that y'all thought y'all created on your own. This president is literally co-signing the cleansing of a people that from the jump of his presidency, he's been disrespecting, and he has been throwing racial epithets at. And it's sickening, man. I ain't got too much more to say of it. I hope we can get some more organizations, maybe even outside international organizations, because at this point we can't trust anybody on the state or federal level to come in and investigate, because this shit is this fucking disgusting. And you bet your ass that I'm going to be proud to tell my children when they're reading in the history books, right next to the Tuskegee syphilis experiment, ICE detention centers were forcing hysterectomies on women, that wasn't your dad. Your dad was advocating against that. Matter of fact, let's go to episode 51 of the Bullshit for Your Health podcast. Let's just show you where your daddy was at. All right, because some of y'all are gonna be looking real stupid. All right, real stupid when your kids look up what you were doing, what you were fucking advocating for on Facebook and Instagram back in the day.
Absolutely.
But man, I ain't got too much more on that to say. This was a pretty depressing week, guys. I'm sorry. I know sometimes I want to come in here and give y'all a good little balance of both the bullshit and also the real shit going on. But today we just had to get to some real shit, all right?
Yeah.
Before we get into content of the week, again, I want to update y'all on what's going on with the pod. So we're on episode 51, guys. So I told y'all for season 1, we were just going to do 52 episodes every Sunday. We have decided to go ahead and do season 2, another 52 episodes, but we're going to take a quick break. It's going to be about 2 months. No new episodes will come out. Our first new episode will be the first Sunday of the new year. And we'll get started heavy, or get going pretty. I don't even know. My words aren't working today. But basically, we will start again with season 2. We'll be on video. I mean, a lot of shit's coming, guys. It's going to be on YouTube. During those 2 months, I'm not going to do my best to keep the analytics going. You will see new stuff coming on the IG page. So all the 30 episodes I didn't get posted on the IG page will be posted. I'm going to get all the episodes that haven't been mixed, put on YouTube. And I am toying with the idea because I really want to start maybe getting us into doing more interviews. Because I have some connections, you know. I'm not the type that likes to ask for favors, but I mean, the universe seems to keep putting people in my life or in my atmosphere that are doing great things, and I would love to get their opinion on just the world and also their own stories. So, I mean, if we can get Antoine on here, if we can get Couture's brother, Utor on here, a few others that are doing some cool shit that I would love to get to know. Maybe those will be coming out during those 2 months, but I will say we will be taking a break, so no new shit. So unfortunately, y'all won't have our lovely voices to hear, but we will be back. So don't leave us. I promise we'll be back.
Don't forget about us.
Content of the week this week. For all y'all who like skateboarding or anything like that, on YouTube they are doing this Redbull SOL USA tournament where basically they're putting a bunch of different skaters in a room, a indoor park for an hour. It's just them, and they're doing a run where they have to put together a 45 to a minute long run of tricks, and it's very interesting. There's been a bunch of different skateboarders on there. Ishad Ware, Ryan Sheckler, who else I saw on there recently? Zion Wright, a bunch of different niggas. So that's some good content of the week. You got anything?
Yes, the NBA playoffs are in their Eastern and Western Conference Finals.
Okay.
And also Spies in Disguise, 2019 cartoon starring Will Smith and Tom Holland, Spider-Man fame.
Oh, okay.
So, If you haven't seen it, which I imagine most of you haven't because it wasn't well advertised, you should, because that shit is dope.
Yeah, because once that shit came out about Will Smith, everyone was just kind of we're gonna skip to the side, let this blow over real quick. You got anything for us, Jamie? Nah. All right, so we're gonna be drunk. Have a good week, guys. Love y'all. Positive energy. Keep your heads up. Go fucking vote because your fucking country depends on it. But that's about it. All right. Cool. Peace.
All right.